G'day YouTubers, Go Kiwi here. Because I did the marathon just last weekend, Gone Half Marathon, and it went pretty good. It was a difficult course, but today's video I just wanted to go over 5 tips that might help you older, more this is aiming towards bit older group running, so 55 up, 60 plus. 5 tips that might help you to stay injury free. These tips are basically what I've learned from trial and error really, and how I've adjusted my training from just some 50s, 55, definitely from 55 up, you know, and had to adjust the training a bit. And a month ago I actually did an hour 30 half marathon, so I think the bit of training and the recovery tips of what I've done has helped, so we'll just get on with them. The first one, most people who are running, but I think this could help for any age group really, if you're just starting out doing half marathons or marathons. But the first ones are the basic stuff that a lot of people know, have seen again and again on the internet, but there is one main tip out of these 5 tips that is the main one I'll talk about. But the first ones are the basic ones, like build your mileage up slowly. And to do a marathon, what I learned years ago, 5 or more years ago, was from that Sage Kennedy, was if you're basically starting out doing marathons, is build up to about at least 80 k's a week to do a marathon safely and a reasonably good time. That's just building your mileage up safely. What is the rule? 10% each week. So that's just building it up safely. And number 2 is getting on with just doing those tempo runs, 2 tempo runs a week, and a long run. This is one long run on the weekend at a slow pace, and the rest of your mileage, say it's 80 k's. Well, the rest of that mileage, you might do 2 15k runs in the week, that's your tempo runs, and then a longer run the weekend, and you might do the rest of your runs slow, easier pace. So that's number 2. Number 3 is after a hard half marathon, and number 3 is, get my numbers wrong here, number 3 is just, you have to get that stretch sort of routine. All stretching should be done, like gently, not just full on all stretch right down to your toes before you even done any stretching. But get a good little stretching routine. Definitely foam rolling is way more helpful than people think. Doing the foam rolling and a bit of stretching. I've got some stretching routine that I've done for years and it has helped. I've got one little 10-minute stretching routine I do, and I just have to do it, like say before you go to bed at night, and you can't be bothered doing too much, you just do a little 10-minute stretching, but at least twice a week. Like an hour routine, stretching, foam rolling, sit-ups, press-ups, leg swings, all that type of thing. And that's 3. 4 is, this is pretty much the main one that I wanted to get on with, and that's, mainly for once you get past 55, up to about 55, I was running mostly runs and a few swims, but mostly just running. I didn't even enter my mind to do, it was just running. But I found after 55 plus or 60 is definitely adding cross training there. Just add it in anyway, because but the main 4th tip is, after, say you done, like I did that hour 30 half marathon at Mount Maunganui, first in my age group, if you watch my video. But that was pretty good. I felt like I could have done better if there wasn't that hill at the end. But the tip that I am recommending for people, oldie runners, who comment down the bottom, how's your running going for, if you're in an older age group. But the tip is, a week after you've done your half marathon or marathon, it applies for marathon or half marathon, is pretty much don't do any running the week after. It sounds like common sense, but I think right up to later years, I was just a day and a couple of days and straight back into the running. But, you know, because you think, oh, I'm going to lose a bit of fitness if I don't get into it. But I think you lose pretty much zero fitness after a week. So, like, just after the half marathon, Mount Maunganui, I just did an easy bike ride the next day and a walk in the afternoon and that whole week. And then go for a swim a couple of days later and then another walk and another bike ride. And that's it. And it just gives the body, I mean, if you've been doing the training, I've been training right through this year. My training block has gone right on through, and luckily, by applying these basic tips for recovery, I haven't been injured, you know, all this year. So that's awesome. And hey bird, hey little fantail, hey little fantail. Oh yeah. But yeah, and so that week, so the next week after that, so that first week, no running. A lot of people say, oh no, I'll be losing fitness and I'm tempted to go for a run, got to go for a run. But just stick to a bit of cross training, walking, biking, swimming, that's it. That sounds very basic, but it is very important. It is very important, especially for older age group runners. Let me know in the comments what you've experienced, kind of older, but it can apply to right through to younger people, 30s, who are just getting into their first marathons, half marathons. Definitely does work, but yeah, and also that second week after your half marathon, the second week, get back to running, but just then take it really easy. See, even that sounds very basic and common sense, but it is common sense. But the thing is, that second week back to running, just do your normal running, but you have to just stick to an easy pace. Otherwise, you start to get little niggles and stretching the muscles, sore, and some aches and pains will come in. So that second week, still take it easy, whether you're going a 15k run, hilly run, whatever. But that second week, just take the whole week easy, and then, you know, go for your normal bike rides fairly easy and swims. But then the third week, back into it normal, hard out tempo runs, threshold runs. That's what I wanted to get onto. And other than that, it is another common sense thing is, you know, number 5, 6 of it is make sure your diet is reasonably good. You know, I mean, after the half marathon, after a marathon, of course, celebrate, but have a bit of a feed up something. I head straight to Burger King and have Whopper burgers and chips and lots of the can, but then you want to get your diet back to just better diet and good rest. So that's it. That's basically my tip, YouTubers. Comment down below, see what you think. Let me know how your running's going, but I definitely changed my later, heading towards the 60s. It would be add in cross training and have a day, you know, have a day off between your runs. But whether I was doing it right or wrong, it seemed to work. I would do my hard runs in the week, and the end of the week I was doing double runs just to build up that mileage. But you know, very easy when you do those easy pace runs. Okay, YouTubers, gotta get on with it, and I'll see you in the next one. Let me know, comment, subscribe, and share. Thanks. Kiwi over and out.